One of the more important yet unresolved questions in bankruptcy has to do with personal guarantees. Take this circumstance. Let's assume that an individual files bankruptcy and receives a discharge. Before bankruptcy, however, that individual had issued a personal guarantee of corporate debt. Now then, let's further assume that after that person receives a discharge, the business defaults on the debt. And of course, the creditor calls the individual on the personal guarantee. The question is this: did the bankruptcy cut off the liability on the personal guarantee, although, of course, as I said in my example, the underlying liability by the corporation did not arise until after the debtor received a discharge? To my way of thinking, there is no good answer to this question looking only at the language of the bankruptcy code. Sometimes I think to make decisions, especially in bankruptcy, you have to also think about policy. Well, bankruptcy judge Beth Hanan from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, had what I think is just about the best rationale you can offer to come to a conclusion, and she held that the debtor's discharge did cut off future liability under a personal guarantee. Years ago, under the now discredited Frenville decision from the Third Circuit, some courts had held that a claim would not arise for bankruptcy purposes until it had accrued under state law. That had the effect of meaning that many claims would not be discharged in bankruptcy because they would not have accrued at the time of bankruptcy under state law. But as I said, even the Third Circuit has now dismissed Frenville and looks to more broader definitions of what a claim is in bankruptcy, and that is exactly what bankruptcy Judge Hanan did. She stressed how the term claim and debt is supposed to have an extremely broad meaning in bankruptcy to have the effect of discharging as many claims as possible and give a debtor a fresh start. Well, and that's what she did. That's the rationale that she used in holding that the personal guarantee was cut off in terms of future liability. Many times these days, courts don't like to follow notions of policy when making decisions. But in an area like bankruptcy, where policy, I think, is sometimes very important, to me it seems like a good idea to follow your policy instincts, at least as it was with Judge Hanan, when there is a tenable rationale under the language of the statute for giving debtor a fresh start. I am Bill Rochelle, the Editor-at-Large for American Bankruptcy Institute. I will